Ho, 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 and welcome to the merry bowels of Netflix. Santa's elves have been busy in the workshop making toys to make a happy Christmas morning for all the girls and boys, but two sorry elves have not yet arrived at their post, for they've stayed up all night watching movies to roast. Elf Isaac and Elf Larry have pissed off Kris Kringle, for Santa told the both of them not to intermingle. For their hatred of each other there indeed was no fix, and together they did dwell inside the bowels of Netflix.
Alright, welcome to the bowels of Netflix. I'm Isaac, and with me as always is my fearless co-host Larry. How are you doing this week, Larry?
'Twas the bells before Christmas, and all through the net not a creature was stirring except for Lisette. And who is Lisette? He asked with a grin. Not by the hairs of my chinny chin chin. Go Red Sox.
Really getting into the Christmas spirit, huh? Who is Lynette?
I've had a bit of cold medicine, because I have a bit of a cold. And I'm kind of hoping that Santa, to complete the set, Santa brings me a big ol' stinky rail of cocaine.
Oh, God. You just go straight to crack. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got nothing.
That's why you need to do coke. And you'll have everything.
Look, listen, hey, 100 subscribers by February. You've just got plenty of time. Subscribers to where, by the way?
I don't know.
Alright, well, it'll be the grand total of 100. I'll do a big ol' rail live.
Oh, God. Anyway, we are the Bowels of Netflix. We're two old friends who hate each other terribly, force each other to watch one of the worst movies they can possibly find on Netflix every single week for your entertainment.
And it's Christmas!
It is Christmas. Holly Jolly. If I remember, there'll be the Christmas opening. Hopefully I don't forget that.
I'll remind you.
Okay. But yeah, we live on the internet. You can find us on Facebook, find us on Twitter. We're the only Bowels of Netflix out there, so it's not hard to get confused. If you do get confused, you're fucking stupid and, fuck off. I'm just not polite to the listeners. I should not do that. But yeah, send us an email if you know how to do that, you fucking clown. bowelsofnetflix@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Any thoughts you have, suggestions of movies, that kind of thing.
We would actually love to hear from you despite me calling you a fucking clown, you fucking clown.
Make sure to rate, subscribe, set to download on whatever delicious app you use to put your podcast in your brain.
Give yourself a wedgie. Claim it was from us. Merry Christmas to the Bowels of Netflix, you piece of shit.
Can you mail a wedgie?
Well, you can mail a hot dog.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, the sky's the limit, huh?
Oh, God. We could also take suggestions of what else we should mail each other.
It's true. I know you can mail a hatchet in the mail.
Interesting. Bloody?
I mean, yeah, they don't open it unless it freshly bloody. Maybe not. I feel like
the blood's seeping through.
I feel like if there's a package dripping blood, it's really going to depend on your postal carrier that day.
That's a good point. I could see a lot of them not caring.
Oh, well, my stepfather was one, and I guarantee you most of them would not care.
Oh, very interesting.
Probably hope it's a human head and then get the rest of the day off.
But then he'd report you. That's what you don't want.
Well, I'll put your name in both addresses.
No, don't do that.
And you were the easily defeated villain.
So, Larry, you're in the Christmas spirit now this week, right? Because we're coming up on...
Yeah, I love Christmas. I'm well known to love Christmas.
You
Definitely.
were Jesus' best friend in high school, right?
No, he was the popular guy. He got all the chicks.
No, I don't know.
I was not. I was fat and dumpy like now.
You were prom king.
Yeah. My name was first in the list. I'm convinced that's what it is.
Well, sometimes that's all you... Like, that's how Jesus got started.
Amazingly, my entire class had nobody with an A last name. B.E. was first. Believe it or not. I still... boggles the mind.
Well, when they were picking messiahs, Jesus Christ was first. It was Jesus Christ, Jesus Diced, Jesus Feist, Jesus Geist.
Jesus Heist, which is... He had a brief crime phase.
Yeah. He was the coolest. He just had a sack of money.
He wore sunglasses and didn't afraid of anything.
Didn't afraid of anything.
This is already off the rails. I gotta tell you, folks, this is gonna be something.
Yeah, well, this is a weird movie because it's 44 minutes long.
Yeah, it was.
It's not even a movie. It's a Christmas special.
I had to artificially bump this up so the episode wasn't short. Because also, all right. I mean, let's just go into it before I start fucking laying it out. But yeah, Spookley. Still not sure I could say that word, but we're just gonna move past it. Spookley and the Christmas Kittens. As you may remember from last week when Isaac assigned me this movie, it is from 2019, and it is part of, on Netflix currently, bafflingly, the Spookley Collection, which includes Spookley the Square Pumpkin, which came out in 2004.
That's quite a spell ago.
15 years in between Spookley movies. Some little kid who watched Spookley the Square Pumpkin and loved it. And you know what? I'm sure there's at least one child, probably several, who has, like, some memory of watching this as a kid in 2004, and then, like, you know, saw the sequel and was like, shit, they made a sequel to that. Even
There's probably some, like, if you saw it when you were, like, 7, you might have a kid now that you want to watch it with.
Yeah, my little sister was 7 when this movie came out. She does not have a child. And Lila, if you do have a secret child, we're going to have a very stern talk. And your boyfriend's going to be introduced to the front of my car.
She's old enough that she could have a young child and not have been like a teen mother or anything like that.
Yes.
So,
so
how did Spookley age between the films?
Not at all.
Oh, well, interesting.
Okay. So I did watch a couple minutes of Spookley the Square Pumpkin to get an idea. The animation improved greatly. You really, if this wasn't Christmas, you really would have hit me hard with the original Spookley the Square Pumpkin. Because, boy howdy, it looks rough, man.
Oh yeah. The animation, I watched a few seconds too, the animation's brutal.
Boy howdy, that's Leo the Lion level.
Yeah.
But, so, I think in this, you are better with the metrics than I am, which is one of my New Year's resolutions to get better about. But, I think this is the first time ever this movie does not have a Rotten Tomatoes page.
Really?
Yeah. There may have been one or two other ones that I don't remember, but this is the first one I can remember, at least in a long time.
I'm pretty sure they all had pages.
This one has nothing. If you can find it, be my guest. Because even there's a page on Rotten Tomatoes that shows all of the Netflix movies coming out each month. And this was on there, along with two other ones that I don't remember already because that was hours ago, that didn't, like, you couldn't click on the Rotten Tomatoes page. It didn't have one.
Okay. Wow.
So this movie was made, believe it or not, it was direct to TV for Disney Junior, which apparently is like the Disney Super Kid toddler channel. So basically it's for kids who recognize colors and shapes, and that's about it. And that's why he's a square pumpkin, because shapes are the one thing their little fucking tiny human minds can process and grasp. And one day they'll be murdering us and running the country. But on IMDb, Spookley and the Christmas Kittens has a 3.1 out of 10.
Ouch. That
with
is
only
low.
44 reviews. But yeah,
that's low too.
And the both of them are based on books by, I'm assuming, child books. I didn't actually look for them.
No, Faulkner.
That's right. William Faulkner.
Yes.
William Aloysius Marie Faulkner.
Is that his real name?
Yeah.
Aloysius?
God, you don't know anything. Jesus.
I know he likes big words.
And big butts.
Well,
so there were also...
he's a man.
Apparently there was a fucking... I don't know if it was a CD or whatever, called Spookley's Favorite Halloween Songs, was released in 2012. And there was several Spookley the Square Pumpkin activity books were released.
Oh, they're really milking the Spookley teat, aren't they?
Well, I don't think it was a very big teat. So...
Don't body shame Spookley.
I've seen Spookley's teats. So I'm going to be flat out honest with you here. This one was hard to hate. I mean, it's dumb as hell, and the animation is pretty shoddy, but it is, no joke, made for a bunch of children who probably don't even know what a pumpkin is yet. It's not even a kid's movie. It's practically a toddler's movie. So there's no real need to, like, shit on the plot. I mean, I'm gonna, because it's me and I'm a bad person. But really, overall, I mean, like, I know we do the ratings at the end, but I'd give this a 3 out of 10 because it accomplishes its goal fine. I mean, It's just
Interesting.
It's not made for I'm going to say a human being to enjoy. It's made for a bundle of zygotes that haven't matured enough to be considered a full human yet.
The focus group was aborted fetuses.
Yeah. They got some strong opinions. They're a little. They tell you what, they tend to be a little salty, as the kids put it.
Yeah, I mean, usually I go with like Mrs. Dash because I'm watching my sodium, but
As
I
your
feel
first
like
child is born, will you eat the placenta?
No.
No,
It was
wow.
in Egypt. They used cat placentas as a cure for male pattern baldness. I don't think it worked,
Oh,
but there were guys just with cat placentas on their heads.
There goes my next question.
Well, you could try different species. Go ahead and
Yeah,
order
like
a
human.
giraffe placenta.
No, I'm going to start with human. All right, so if you're not going to eat the placenta, mail it to me. That'll go in the mail.
I was gonna say I can get you a placenta at some point. I don't know
You
when.
placenta by 3.
Jesus. I feel like Spookley and the Christmas Kittens made your heart grow 3 sizes. I feel like yeah.
Give me a minute.
Oh no.
You're supposed to learn that friendship and love are good, and I guess racism is bad. I have a few problems with this movie, but this one feels kind of hard to punch down on. It did not make my heart grow 3 sizes. That said, I'm an emotional man, and it did punch me directly in the emotions at one point. And
Did you cry?
You shut up. So in the spirit,
shame in crying.
In the spirit of my boring as hell office job and the boring as shit Zoom party we just had, Zoom Christmas party.
It's the saddest thing in the world.
Attendance mandatory.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Really?
I've done what everyone in corporate America at holidays does, and I have prepared for you, Isaac, a Christmas quiz for you to take.
Oh boy.
If you get all the answers right, you get a prize. And we'll go through the questions as the movie progresses, because honestly, this movie was 44 minutes long and about a fucking square pumpkin, and I think a third of it was musical, so I really needed something, or this review would be very short.
I like quizzes. I'll get every answer wrong.
Is
there a prize for that?
We'll see. Let's start with 1 or 2 here to warm up. So, question, and these are all multiple choice, so I'll read you the multiple choice answers. Which popular Christmas beverage is also called milk punch? Is it A, Santa's cum?
Oh, God.
B, Jesus' cum? C, eggnog? Or D, existence is futile?
I'd probably go with C, eggnog.
That is correct. Very good. You're going to have to keep track of your own fucking points.
Milk punch is disgusting.
It's called milk punch, and those are the most horrifying words I've ever read.
Are.
Oh yeah. Also, this quiz, I took this quiz off of, believe it or not, BuzzFeed. I didn't come up with any of this at all. This questions and answers are all straight from BuzzFeed. Ridiculous. It's wild stuff. I know.
So wait, Santa's cum was an answer on BuzzFeed?
Yeah, I know. Crazy, isn't it? So
you're lying.
Question. What did the other reindeer not let Rudolph do because of his shiny red nose? Is it A, purchase a 12-pack of Smarties Sweet Tarts candy canes for $7.97 on Amazon.com? B, wash the dishes? C, join in any reindeer games? Or D, I've never beheld a more meaningless excuse for existence than myself?
Well, I've never seen the movie Reindeer Games, but I'm going to go with that.
So C, join in any reindeer games?
Yes.
That is correct. Very good.
Oh my gosh. I'm a Christmas wizard.
I think I have 12 questions, so we'll pop in and out of these throughout the movie. So keep track of your right answers.
Is the prize a bullet to the back of the head? Because I'm afraid. Like, I can see you in your apartment. I know you're 60 miles away, but I'm also convinced you're standing outside my front door with a shotgun.
Yeah, it's really amazing how well I pre-recorded my reactions to you, huh? So, I mean, there's not really much else to go with. This movie was nothing from a nothing production house and means nothing. So let's dive into Spookley. Right into his square butthole. Take that, Walt! Got you again! So our movie opens up on Holiday Hill Farm, a farm where every day is a holiday. Thankfully, we jump right into the action with some narration, and of course the narration is in rhyme, fuck me. While we see a green kitten with red paws and a Christmas-colored tail is jumping around after little balls of light, I assuming are meant to be fireflies, Our narrator tells us that the kitten was odd because of his color. Here's a direct quote. He'd given up hope of ever having a home. He'd stopped wishing on stars that he wouldn't be alone.
Aw.
As a Christmas is a rough time of year for me. I'm actually not going to be alone this year. My wonderful girlfriend is coming to spend my birthday and Christmas with me, bless her. But whenever I get reminded of Christmas sadness, some part of me dies a little more inside. Especially considering my newfound relationship with Porch Kitty, the cat I'm taking care of.
Oh, right, Porch Kitty.
We've become best friends. The dog hates it. This fucking sad cat brought a lump to my throat. And Isaac, I admit, I did cry at part of this movie because I'm fucking emotional. We'll get to that. Anyway, the cat is prancing about when Santa happens to walk by on his present route or whatever. Santa rescues the kitten and scoops him up into his sleigh and takes him to the North Pole since the cat doesn't have a home. For some weird reason in this North Pole scene, we get the entire thing from the cat's point of view. It only happens here, and I don't understand why they did it, but you know what other movie briefly did that? Fucking Leo the Lion. And it's also right at the beginning of the movie. It's also a cat point of view, and it's also the only time it happens in the entire movie.
That is strange.
Very odd. Don't know why.
I wonder if it's somehow cheaper to do it that way?
But why don't you do the whole movie that way then? Just make it fucking mistletoe.
That's really weird.
The mistletoes. So, yeah. I lost my train of thought in line. Okay. Santa gives the cat a collar that says mistletoe, apparently naming the cat as his property forever. They take a Polaroid picture together. I noticed that at the North Pole, Santa has a Christmas tree with presents under them. So did he deliver those himself, or did Super Santa deliver those to him? Trick question, it was Jesus. They're old friends. So we cut to a farm.
Wait, Jesus Christ or Jesus Diced?
No, Jesus Heist. No, Jesus Heist is a bad boy. He doesn't truck with no Santa.
The coolest one is Jesus Zeitgeist.
He doesn't come out very often. We cut to a farm that also, I do have something of a cold and I am losing my voice. So at some point, this is going to be me shrieking. COVID. Yeah, let's not. They're going to put me in quarantine again. Didn't have COVID the first time. So we cut to a farm that, quote, is unique, where melons can sing and pumpkins can speak, where wishes are granted and dreams come true. It's a world full of wonder, just waiting for you.
Well, it's not waiting for you, because you're not a pumpkin or a melon.
No. Well, it's waiting for us, the viewer, to engage in the joy of watching these melons occasionally struggle for life.
What?
So a scarecrow with a bucket head is putting a star on top of a Christmas tree outside, watched by a collection of pumpkins and eggplants. We see Spookley, the square pumpkin, catch a snowflake and freak the fuck out about it. So the pumpkins are pumpkins. They're just pumpkins with faces. And they have like vines and stems, and they use the vines as like hands. The leaves are hands and stuff. And they like bounce around. Like they bounce towards people and stuff. Like that's their
so
motion
that's their
propelled by bouncing.
Ambulatory. I have stroke now.
Hey, you take as long as you need. I'll wait here and judge you silently.
Jesus. No, I'm just gonna go die in a corner.
So their ambulation is via hopping. So Spookley catches the snowflake, and the scarecrow says that the snowflake Spookley caught is better than regular snow because it's Christmas snow. We then get our first song because, of course, this is a fucking musical.
Yay!
Isaac's address is, and then Isaac, you got to bleep this part out so it sounds like I'm saying your address and just react as if I said it. And you're going to bleep it out even though I didn't actually say it, obviously.
Oh my God! Don't give out my address. That's where I live and masturbate frequently.
I assume you're going to bleep it out, but fuck you. Fuck you. If you forget, please send him death threats or death. Send him death. In the mail.
Or
wait,
come.
I think last week I claimed that I was sending you a bomb in the mail. That sounds like something I'd do. I don't know, man. I say all kinds of things I shouldn't and should go to jail. You're going to
be on a watch list.
I've got to already be on something. I say a lot of words into a lot of microphones. Oh, God. So anyway, our cast of pumpkins, melons, eggplants, and spiders, for some reason, sing a song about Christmas snow being better than other snow. I mean, the song sucks, but it's not so bad that it's worth mentioning anything about it. Like some of the Leo the Lion song. I know Leo the Lion is. I'm going to keep referencing it. If you haven't listened to that, I think it's like episode 11. I want to say it's one of our earlier ones, but it's really stuck in my head because it's that awful. But it's the closest thing we have to compare to this, really.
Is the Christmas snow is better than regular snow, like an homage to Tony Montana and Scarface?
I like to
because I think he sings that song.
My newfound lust for cocaine, which is totally unfounded, has really given me a lot of I really want to do some coke.
Have you seen Scarface?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Okay,
but yeah,
I was hoping you hadn't.
No, were you gonna try and?
Oh yeah,
bamboozle me?
Coke's great. Yeah, we should start a drug empire.
Yeah, I think that movie ends pretty well. Well, it's funny you say that. The video game Scarface: The World Is Mine takes place as soon as the movie ends, and it just assumes that he survives being shot.
Oh, right.
I want to say 75 times, and then has to rebuild his empire from the ground up.
Interesting.
We could be living in that universe. You don't even know. What do you know about cocaine?
Let's stick with the Spookley universe. It sounds fun.
If you go into Netflix, there is the Spookley collection, and it's 2 movies, 15 years apart. So yeah, the song, it's of course it sucks, but it's not like so offensively bad that there's anything worth mentioning. And unfortunately, that's what kind of all the songs are. Like, yeah, nothing is good, but also like, oh, it's a song for toddlers, and it's fine. It's not, there's no weird lines about Jesus dying for your sins or any kind of weird overt sort of. They're just songs for toddlers and whatever. Like, I don't even have anything to say about them. So let's do a question. Where are we at here? Okay. How many ghosts show up in A Christmas Carol? Is it A, 3, B, 4, C, 5, including the ghost of American excellence, D, we're all ghosts in people form, driving a skeleton clad in meat towards our next pointless destination?
I really want to say D, but it's B, 4, right? Because there's Marley as a ghost?
That's correct. That's a trick
question.
All
right. Damn, I'm good.
Yeah, you're doing very well.
Can't wait to get shot.
Keep that for the sizzle reel. So the pumpkins. I'm going to say pumpkins because I'm from fucking Pennsylvania and I've learned to talk wrong. The pumpkins are yammering.
It's like Green Day and Blink-182.
Yeah.
The pumpkins.
I also say water wrong, apparently, and my stepfather...
Water.
Yeah, my stepfather went on and on and on about it. And then I just keep reminding him that he calls soda pop and then should be hanged for his crimes.
I catch it for water, too.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Who
cares?
Mirror. I can't. I'm
Wait, what's
broken.
wrong with...
Mirror.
What do you mean?
I think I muddle it. People say mirror, and I just mirror.
Mirror? It's mirror.
I don't know, man. Mirror.
It's mirror.
Mirror. Mirror?
Mirror on the wall? No, wrong. We're right there wrong, Isaac.
I don't know. I get shit for that, too. And I get shit for killing people.
Well, that one I kind of understand. So, our secondary characters, we have Smurfette, the only lady pumpkin, and she's very vain. We have Frankie and Oliver, a little in-joke for you and I. Oliver being the big stupid pumpkin and attached via vine to Frankie, the little conniving pumpkin.
Interesting.
We have generic scarecrow friend, the 3 comedy relief spiders, and the melon version of a R&B group called the Pointer Sisters. They don't get names. They're just the melons. They're black women melons who sing R&B. That's it.
Cool.
While the characters are rambling, Frankie says he's going to host a Christmas extravaganza, which is basically just a fucking pumpkin talent show. There's I think I mentioned it later. Forget it. He says the auditions will be in the barn and to be there or be square. But as he says square, he looks at Spookley and suddenly gets very guilty and hangs his pumpkin head in shame, changing square to be there or not here. Not a joke. Racism is real, kids, even among pumpkins. Punch a Nazi today. So at the beginning of the talent show auditions, we get useless banter as Frankie is a jerk who bullies everyone into being in the talent show. Or tries to be in the talent show. I'm sorry, I'm very medicined up. I shouldn't be doing this right now, but that might make it funnier or it might make it horrible.
You need more cocaine.
If I had cocaine, I'd do it. We've been over this. Suddenly, sleigh bells are heard, as suddenly a giant snowball rolls into the middle of the group and plows into the side of the barn. The Christmas-colored kitten from earlier appears, looking with concern at the hellish collection of talking vegetables laid before him. Frankie says, "Oh great, first a square pumpkin and now a green cat." Frankie's a bit of a racist. Seems like he was only masquerading as evolved for the sake of being socially accepted, not from genuine change, because the second he's presented with another outlier to his sensibilities, species... nope, that sentence was not typed properly. That sentence was typed by a moron. Frankie's a racist. Sad. So the cat, named Mistletoe, has amnesia from hitting its tiny cat brains against the barn. And now I need to talk about the voices. They are all terrible. They're all incredibly grating. And Mistletoe's voice is the worst because it's like a 45-year-old trying to do like a kid's voice badly. And it just sounds like artificially nasally, and I hate it.
Voice acting is hard to do.
I have no idea who did the voice. I didn't look up anything about them, but
I'm sure they're nobodies.
Mistletoe's voice is terrible. The rest of Spookley's is annoying, but like again, I know it's for kids, but like Mistletoe's is the one voice. Like, man, even as a kid, I would think that sounds terrible. But Mistletoe's deal is that whenever someone says his name, he curls his tail, and we get a little musical sting. The name he doesn't remember. But, again, whatever. Spookley wants to help Mistletoe find his home. Mistletoe, despite having no memory, just assumes he has no home and is unloved. Fuck, man, I don't need a sad cat for Christmas. Okay? The pumpkins are futzing with his collar, and Smurfette takes it off Mistletoe to give some rant about how, Mistletoe must be a king, and he must have come here looking for a queen, and it'll be me.
What?
Because I've got the biggest pumpkin titties in the entire patch. She thankfully has no titties. Just a lady face. The only reason you can tell she's a lady is because of her makeup. While she's holding on to the collar, and like putting it on her head like it's a crown, because she's also an idiot, a white owl swoops down and snatches it out of her hand. The owl flies off into the woods, and Mistletoe gives chase. Poor Mistletoe just kind of gets his shit stolen by these dickhead pumpkins, who basically watch him run off with the Willy Wonka, "Wait, no, come back." Because no one goes after him. Spookley
can only
is
hop
like,
so fast.
Spookley is like, "Hey, shouldn't we go help Mistletoe?" And the rest are like, "I don't give a fucking shit. Maybe he'll find his home there. He's all alone. He'll find what he wants out there. I'm in here." They really don't give a shit, despite ruining the literal only thing this cat has in its life.
Jesus.
It shows up, they take its only possession, it gets stolen, then they're like, "All right, see ya, shithead."
Fuck, that's dark, man.
And then immediately a storm whips up, and Spookley says, "I sure wish I knew where Mistletoe was right now." But considering it's been 4 seconds, he's almost still in the shot, so right. I think I know where he might be. Now I'm a fucking square idiot. Now I'm a pumpkin racist, too.
Well, morons are morons.
All right, quiz time. Another question. All right. This one has a couple answers. There's more than 4, so listen closely.
Oh, God.
The movie Miracle on 34th Street is based on a real-life department store. What is it? Is it A, Macy's, B, Stacy's, not a department store, just home to a lovely woman named Stacy who has 2 cats and is eyeing up a third, C, Stacy really is lovely, not kidding. I think you'd like her, but be warned, she has terrible taste in men and has the unfortunate habit of breaking hearts and leaving a trail of broken men in her wake. D, Stacy, I know I said I forgive you, but I don't think I can go on like this. Why did you leave me on Christmas too? Was it because what I said about your mother? I don't think she belongs in a home. I just wish she'd stop buying birds, then forgetting she bought the birds, and then the birds die, and I have to bury the birds. E, Stacy, come back to me. F, Stacy, answer your phone, please. Just want to hear your voice one more time. G, Stacy, I didn't mean it when I called your cat Dustbusters with feet. I really didn't think you'd take it the way that you did. H, Stacy, you'll see, this isn't over. I'm going to knock on your door on New Year's saying I left my favorite hat at your apartment, and we'll fall back in love in a goofy Friends-esque comedy fashion. And if not, I'm going to go lay down in traffic in front of your house and make you watch. Or I, Walmart.
That's a tough one. I think I'll go with A, Stacy. Wait, shit, no, Macy's.
Correct, it is Macy's.
Yay! I'm this much closer to dying. Actually, yeah, pretty much every second you can say that, and it's true.
It's true. Hey! Closer to death. Hey,
it's a Christmas miracle.
Oh, well, God's sake. So the dickhead owl eventually drops the collar in the middle of the woods where Mistletoe finds it. We get a sad cat song here. The lyrics are deeply depressing because Mistletoe, with amnesia, mind you, sings about hoping there's a place out there that cares about him. And I fucking hate this. It hits all my tender feelings. And I don't want the animated cat to be sad and sing about how he gives up on dreaming and wishing and assuming he's going to die alone because fuck me, I'm the cat.
Jesus Christ. You empathized with the cat from Spookley? Larry.
It's been a rough week. In the old brain of mine. So anyway, Mistletoe finds like a little wooden Eeyore house and squats in it. Not like the shit, like he's squatting, like he's living there. I suppose Eeyore is somewhere out in the woods, probably dead and being eaten by Tigger. Because I'm just assuming this takes place in the 100-acre wood. And I don't know what to call those little tree triangles. Anything but Eeyore houses. So that's what it is. It's Eeyore house.
Fair enough.
Back at the farm, the talent show auditions continue. Spookley tries to get anyone, literally anyone, to care about the sad cat, but nobody does. The pumpkins say they will only go with Spookley to find Mistletoe if everyone agrees to go together. Smurfette says if Frankie and Oliver go, she will go. Frankie and Oliver says if Comedy Relief Spiders will go, they will go. The Spiders say spiders never do the right thing, so fuck you, Spookley. So Spookley heads off into his lonesome into the woods, followed by the Pointer Sister Melons. They aren't going with him, mind you. They're just going with to provide background singing. So besides Smurfette, Frankie, Oliver, and the Spiders, and I guess the Scarecrow, everyone else is just like, there's a variable amount of tertiary pumpkins and fucking eggplants that exist only when needed to fill up screen space. They're never referred to, they're never spoken about, they're never spoken to. They don't make any sound, they're just there, like, hanging out in the background. And it's like 3 copy and pasted pumpkins just scattered about with, like a couple of different assets of that.
Well, extras need work too, Larry. It's a business.
Well, but they're not extra.
They probably did mocap for it.
Yeah, I'm sure fucking Andy Serkis rolled himself into a little ball to be a fucking pumpkin. They drew a face on his ass. Anyway, we get a song here where Spookley sings about it being, quote, never wrong to do the right thing. I wonder what Spookley's feelings on Hiroshima are. What would he call that the right thing or not? Who knows? Maybe we'll get that in Spookley 3. Spookley goes to the Holocaust Museum. But a new song means a new question. So, Isaac, question. What words follow Silent Night in the song of the same name? Is it A, Holy Night, B, Groly Night, like Dave Grohl, that guy from that band I don't remember, C, Aw, Houston, don't you dare be sour, clap for your world-famous 8-time champs and feel the power, it's the new day, yes it is, or D, music was once a window into fantastical joy for me, but now I can't listen to it for fear of a window of depression and self-loathing it now represents instead.
Jesus Christ. I would guess Holy Night, A.
That's correct. Very good.
Oh my god. I'm the best. I got 5 right well so far.
This next question, I don't think you're going to get right.
Oh no.
And you'll see why.
What do you love about yourself? Oh shit.
So, meeting the scene here where we get the talent show audition stuff, Frankie's a jerk and that's really the whole scene. I don't give a shit about this movie as is. So the secondary characters juggling and shit means even less to me than the rest. The spiders, I do want to bring it up. I brought the scene up for a reason. Because the spiders, their act for the talent show is to juggle peas. And in this universe, all vegetables are alive. So the peas are just peas with little faces that just go bap, bap, dap, 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 dap. That's it.
Jesus Christ.
There's just tons of them. And they're juggling. And like, what? Are they alive? What are these second-class citizens' peas?
It's the result of a Mangala experiment or
this
something.
This concept of these fucking, like, idiot savant peas that are just used as props and ignored is horrifying.
Yeah, that's dark. This movie is weird, Larry.
It's, like, it's only weird as an adult trying to fucking muddle it out. It's fine. It's for fucking children. So, Spookley is out looking for mistletoe. Mistletoe makes a wish, which I guess despite 2 times telling us he doesn't do, he does anyway, whatever. A raccoon in a Santa hat shows up and starts talking to Mistletoe. His name is Leon Raccoon for some reason.
Great name.
Leon is annoying, and Mistletoe is deeply depressing with literally every word of his tiny little cat mouth. They banter and everything is sad. Leon says he has exactly what Mistletoe needs in his big old raccoon sack, and before you ask, no, not his fuzzy nuts.
Oh.
Another song here about Mistletoe making up a story that he comes from the North Star, and like he can't even. But I don't understand. He lies to Leon about his past for some reason. I guess he's trying to convince Leon that he comes from the star, so Leon helps him to do something. Yeah. I don't know.
That's weird. I mean, I come from my wiener. You're welcome, listeners.
A new song means a new question.
Yay!
Question. Isaac, how's your wife? A, alive. B, breathing. C, still married to you. D, still loves you. E, all of the above.
What's your definition of love?
Okay, that question was not a real question. You're fine. You're off the hook.
Yeah, because I don't think any of them are true. So,
thank God.
I mean, her ghost might love me. I don't know. I don't know how ghosts work.
Hopefully, better than the peas that just go bop 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 bop. Question: which real life person is Santa Claus based on? A, the Christian bishop Saint Nicholas. B, Nick Jonas, one of the hit singing group the Jonas Brothers.
He's so
C,
dreamy.
Jonah Hill, actor in various weed movies and probably also other movies. D, Hill Valley, the town where Back to the Future was based. E, Michael J. Fox, who starred in Back to the Future. F, Tracy Pollan, Michael J. Fox's wife, who before she met him was dating. G, Kevin Bacon. Nailed it, Isaac, I fucking nailed it. Yeah! H, I'm deeply sad inside, and very little brings me any modicum of joy.
I guess that would be Saint Nicholas.
You're correct. Very good. You're doing excellent. I'm very proud
of
you.
You got these off of BuzzFeed, huh?
Yeah, it's really weird.
It really is weird.
Yeah. Weird quiz.
Seriously.
Quiz. Mm-hmm.
I'm doing great, though.
You are. You're doing very well.
I'm going to get that prize.
You're buzzing all kinds of feeds. So Spookley is out looking for mistletoe. Mistletoe makes a wish, which I guess... No, wait. No, I'm sorry. I already did that paragraph. My bad. To touch on the songs again, none of them are really special. They aren't good or bad. They just exist. And again, it's for toddlers, so there's nothing to say about it. It's crafted in a technical manner in order to fulfill the needs of the movie, and that's all. And after this song, Leon deems Mistletoe worthy of his sack. Again, not his raccoon balls. But Mistletoe must trade his collar for it. Mistletoe reluctantly agrees, and Leon puts it on for some reason.
That's weird.
Leon says sometimes what we want and what we need are 2 different things.
This movie's getting deep on us.
Which I guess is supposed to be poignant, and then Leon gives Mistletoe the sack and vanishes in a puff of magic smoke.
What?
So
what's in the sack?
Mistletoe opens the sack. What do you think's in the fucking sack?
Friends.
It's almost like it's Christmas Kittens, you piece of shit. You stupid... white milk toast piece of shit. That's Rick and Morty.
Because the title was plural, and so far there's only one kitty. Yay!
Yes. Mistletoe is pissed off because he expected something useful, and instead he got 3 little children. He tells the kittens to fuck off when Spookley shows up. The square pumpkin tries to convince Mistletoe to come back to the farm, and he shouldn't be alone. I want to give you Mistletoe's quote back, and this is exactly the way he says it. I was alone, but then... them.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know why, but Mistletoe just embodies me in every sense. He hates children. Smart cat. So we get a song here, and Mistletoe is annoyed by the cats copying what he says while the cats and Spookley rebuild the fallen Eeyore house. You know what that means? Another song, another question.
Yay!
All right. Now this one, I'm not going to lie to you, Isaac. This one has a lot of potential answers.
Oh, no.
So I really need you to pay attention.
All right.
Question. What are you supposed to do when you find yourself under the mistletoe? A, kiss. B, fuck. C, donkey punch. D, I've been dead inside for longer than I've ever cared to admit. E, Cleveland Steamer. F, San Diego Surprise. G, the Five Knuckle Shuffle. H, hey, I'm walking here. I, not a moment goes by where I don't flirt with the idea that the world would be better off without my existence. J, in 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by a government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-team. K, the shocker. L, why you coming home 5 in the morning? Something's going on. Let me smell your dick. M, remember that time Dad told you were fat and looked at you with disgust as you ate dinner and then told you to start running on the local railroad trail every day? I do every time I look at myself in the mirror. N, Flash! Ah! Savior of the universe! O, paint me like one of your French girls. P, Versace, Bird Luger, rest in peace, Kevin Barnett. Or Q, Kiss.
All right, now I'm confused. Because A and Q were both Kiss, weren't they?
I told you to pay attention.
Well, shit. As much as I'd like it to be B, or possibly some of the other ones, I'll go with Q?
Ooh, I'm sorry. That was Q. Q was Kiss the band, not Kiss
Damn
the
it.
act of kissing. Sorry. So close.
You fucker.
Really should have asked for clarification there. Can't help you.
Smack your delicious lips. Ah, you bastard. Now I'm not going to die. Thanks. Great.
I had way too much fun writing that.
You know about Mini Kiss, right?
No, what's that? Oh, yes, I do. Yeah.
The Kiss cover band that's all dwarves. It's the best thing in the world.
It's incredible.
My wife didn't know about it. I think she could hear through the coma, but I'm not positive.
You just play it really, 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 really loud. It gets into her spirit.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the kittens doesn't talk, by the way. The other two talk enough for all three of them. Eventually the song gets sad as all the cats realize they're all alone and unloved. So Mistletoe relents and says the kids can stay there for the night because before he leaves tomorrow to head out to Reno to fuck some cat girls, or whatever. The kittens say their names are Scat, Scram, and Shoo. So one of the kittens is named Scat. Let's not let that slide by. Like the poop that comes out of your butt. Mistletoe still says he won't go back to the farm because the farm isn't his home and he has to find his real home. Fuck your fake bullshit fake home, you square bitch! The kittens wander off while the quote-unquote adults are talking. They end up on an icy pond. We get a few minutes of kitty slapstick before, of course, the ice breaks, and Mistletoe has to save one of the kittens, almost falling in himself before being pulled out by Spookley of the kittens. Pull-out method never works, kids. Don't try it. So despite being bitterly cold from freezing water, the kittens notice that when they say Mistletoe, his tail curls, which means he's going to be okay. That's the fucking qualifier to know that Mistletoe's not dying. Not like that's going to be important later or anything. Spookley wishes his friends from the farm were here to help. We cut to them to see they continue to give no fucks about him and are still engaging in talent show shenanigans, including a bad puppet show, which the Smurfette Pumpkin hits on. Back at the Eeyore house, everyone is huddled up together for warmth. We get a song about friendship as Mistletoe allows the kittens into his heart. Like Jesus, the real reason for the season. Spookley says they'll stick together like glue, and we get a song about stick-together glue friends. Quote, unquote.
Oh my god, that's the worst.
Well, the good news is another song means another question. Isaac.
Well, just real quick, all of my glue friends are high school dropouts. Sorry.
Funny that.
Yeah.
Which one is Santa? Which one is Santa's reindeer? Which one of Santa's reindeer has the same name as another holiday mascot? A, Papa John's, where you can order the large double cheeseburger pizza for only $12.99 with a discount on breadsticks for a limited time. Get yours today, Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. B,
good deal.
Cupid. C, Blitzen and Donner. Trick question, but you figured it out. I'm proud of you. D, I don't sleep as much as I slip into unconsciousness where the blessed silence finally gives me a modicum of peace.
Is there a reindeer named Cupid? Donner, most Blitzen, favorite reindeer of all. B, Cupid.
Correct. That was scary.
Jesus. There's really one named Cupid?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, now you do. Look at that. You actually learned something from this quiz.
Yeah.
And you seem excited about the Papa John's deal.
Seriously, I'm kind of hungry. Wonder if it's good in Jersey. At my address, which is beep.
Christ's sake. We got more talent show shenanigans in the Pointless B plot. Smurfette is doing a magic show, and all of a sudden, magic Christmas sparkles burst in and leave a present on stage in the middle of her act. Smurfette claims it for herself, and the pumpkins fight over who it belongs to, before the Scarecrow, who is kind of the dad, reads the tag and sees that it belongs to Mistletoe. Smurfette says the child movie version of "fuck it, that's mine anyway." I'm actually not kidding. She still insists that it belongs to her, so much so that the Scarecrow has to hide it from them.
Jeez.
And in the middle of this, the Scarecrow suddenly realizes that fucking Spookley isn't here, and the other pumpkins tell him that they just fucking abandoned him to his fate out in the cold. He berates them all for being shitty, and they feel kind of bad, but not really. Meanwhile, the Spookley gang is trudging through the snow back to the farm because the blizzard is overwhelming. They march through the snow like Washington's army at Valley Forge, and they get like the narrator. There's occasional narration. The narrator is like keeps talking about them marching through the snow. It's like, okay, all right, this is some fucking high drama for these cats, which are 80 yards away from this farm. Eventually,
also Spookley's not marching; he's hopping.
Yeah, Spookley occasionally slides along the snow. There's like a throwaway scene I didn't mention earlier where like he realizes if he throws his arms in the air, like he just doesn't care, he can kind of slide across the snow, but it's really inconsistent and not explained, so I don't fucking care.
Huh.
Yeah,
needed filler in this 44-minute movie. Nothing he does resembles
marching. He doesn't have any fucking legs. He's a pumpkin. Eventually, they make it back to the farm, more or less. The rest of the secondary characters end up stuck inside because of the snow, despite all wanting to help Spookley, because of course they amend their ways as it's a kid's movie. Let's do a question. Question. Isaac, what is the worst Christmas song? Is it A, Jingle Bell Rock, B, Jingle Bell Rock, C, Jingle Bell Rock, D, this one isn't a joke, I genuinely hope the person who wrote that song was incontinent in their later years.
I'm okay with Jingle Bell Rock. Well,
you
now
got that question wrong.
Which one? D.
They're all right. They're all correct. You're right. You got that one.
Good. I like Jingle Bell Rock. Come on.
Jingle Bell Rock is the worst. Let me. It's not only the worst Christmas song. It might be the worst song.
Come on.
I hate Christmas music as any reasonable person should. But Jingle Bell Rock, I am to the point where I almost refuse to listen to it anymore because I cannot fucking stand that garbage trash song anymore in my life. I refuse.
You're an odd man.
Yeah, I know. So back to the movie. Spookley and the four cats are stuck out in the snow and can't get into the barn with the pumpkin gang because of a snowdrift in front of the door. They decide instead to go into the yet heretofore unseen farmer's house. As they get to the door, however, Mistletoe passes out from exhaustion. and when they say his name, his tail doesn't curl, which all the kittens point out isn't a good thing because he's basically dying. Everyone says they won't leave him even in his final moments. All of a sudden, the kitten that didn't talk starts to sing the sad I'm Alone song that Mistletoe sang when he found Eeyore's house. And fucking goddamn me, I hate myself. My eyes welled up with tears at the sad kitten that didn't talk singing a song to Mistletoe and telling him he loved him. I fucking welled up a little bit just writing that down. I'm so emotional and I hate it. I hate, shit, fart, compilogism, and piss. All right, I'm back.
Oh, man. Pretty much every Pixar movie makes me cry, but I don't know about Spookley and the Christmas Kitten.
It's just certain things get me.
Yeah.
That got me. So the kitten's song revives Mistletoe. The adults can't figure out how to get inside, so the kittens climb up the drain pipe to get to the roof. We get dangerous shenanigans here, and Mistletoe goes up to save them. At one point, a kitten is sliding off. Mistletoe says his own name to make his own tail curl to catch it. And I don't know why that stuck with me, but it did. It's either the completely brilliant or completely idiotic, and I genuinely can't tell.
It's called autoeroticism.
Oh, I call it something different. I call it jacking my dick right off. So the cats climb up the roof and fucking leave Spookley on the porch without a word. They never think of him again.
Yeah,
not like
Spookley.
He just saved their fucking lives. The drain pipe breaks and almost falls on the square pumpkin, who is now stuck to the porch because I guess he froze. And I have a funny story about frozen pumpkins. When I was teaching my best friend to drive, which, by the way, don't drive in Pennsylvania because I taught someone how to drive, and that's not a good sign for anybody. We were at the parking. There's a big parking lot in our area. That's a lot of people. My father learned how to drive there. His father learned how to drive there. We all learned how to drive there.
Jimmy Hoff is buried under that parking lot.
It's true. So we were driving around, and eventually we were switching places one time. I was going to teach him some maneuver, and there was a pumpkin out there just randomly in the fucking field by the parking lot. And being, 23 and full of piss and vinegar, I thought, oh, this would be a fun goof. So I go over and kick it as hard as I could.
Oh, Larry.
This was October, and that pumpkin was literally frozen solid, and it was like kicking a rock.
Where did you kick it, toe first or like soccer, the side of your foot?
Thankfully, it was with all of my toes, so they all hurt. I think I didn't kick them like straight toe on. It was like from the top of the toes, so it didn't really. Okay. Nothing broke. But yeah. God, did it hurt for 2 fucking days. Kicking hilarious. That pumpkin, a frozen pumpkin, if you're not aware, is just a rock. It's just a rock. It's a big, heavy rock. And I now work for that company, and I think about that every time I'm in that parking lot, which is literally twice a day. So, the frozen pumpkin of the porch, I'll give you that one, Spookley. So the bottom half of this drain, because the top half of the drain pipe falls like near him, and he goes, oh, and the bottom half of the drain pipe is about to fall on top of Spookley, who can't move. Now, a drain pipe, like a gutter, there's a word that for some reason fucking escapes me, like a rain gutter, like that's on the side of a house.
Downspout.
Thank you. God damn, I was trying to get that all day. A downspout, if you've never held one, they're basically 0 pounds. I'm pretty sure I could.
Made out of like soda cans.
I'm pretty sure I could swing one as hard as I could at Isaac, and he'd basically be fine. Like they crumple like tinfoil.
Yeah,
but I suppose
I would let you hit me in the head.
I suppose it's fatal to pumpkins.
Yeah, well, everyone knows that. Square pumpkins, especially.
It's true. Fucking shitty ass square pumpkins trying to square me out all my money.
No, is he actually square? Or is he's more of a rectangle, isn't he?
No, he's. I think technically his sides are not as fucking big as his top, or vice versa. His top and bottom are not as big as the same size as the sides, but it's close enough to a square.
Bullshit. Do the internal angles add up to 360?
Well, I didn't carve them open and get a fucking compass in there. That's the tool for that job, right?
What's his blood type?
P. For pumpkin.
Delicious pea. How much pea could you put in, like, hot cocoa before someone would know? Asking for a friend.
I don't know, man. 5 drops.
No, it's got to be more than that. I bet like a 1-to-8 ratio of pee, and you'd be good.
You think you can put 1/8 of urine into... I'm going to actually vomit if we continue this line of fucking reasoning. Okay, so the pumpkin gang sees this and charges the barn door altogether, breaking through the snowdrift and riding the door like a sled to get over to Spookley, where they lift him up and just barely save his life.
Yay!
Let's do a question. In Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, what is the first name of Scrooge? Is it A, Jebediah, B, Henry Zabrowski, C, Ebenezer, D, the proletariat, E, I've hated myself for as long as I can remember.
I forget which letter, but it would be Ebenezer Green because he sucks dick on the ball field.
Correct. Congratulations. That was C.
I am the best. And if you didn't trick me with mini
right.
kiss.
No. You got that one right. That was just for, that was for shits and giggles. Isaac, I would hate to deprive you of being murdered by me.
You're so kind.
There's still one more question you could fuck up. And I'll tell you what. All joking aside, the last question it's still a goof, but I did intentionally try and make it so you could potentially get it wrong. Because it relies on your memory, and I don't know if your memory is that good.
Yeah, it's not. And what do you mean goof? You said you got these off of BuzzFeed. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, yeah, I goofed it up a little bit. Look, I'll admit, I may have added 1 or 2 answers in here.
You know what? BuzzFeed
Jebediah in that last quiz was me. I admit it, okay? I admit it. I thought of that one.
Here's my brilliant idea. So you have an app that's like BuzzFeed Lite, where it's just like little snippets, and you call it Buzz Nibble.
Buzz Nibble?
Buzz Nibble. Like you nibble on a snack instead of like feeding.
So let me get this straight. Your service, which is offering BuzzFeed but less, has a longer name than BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
You're a marketing genius. It's just...
Buzz Nibble.
How many years are you knocking on melons for old women?
Oh, like 2 years.
And all that
not allowed in old folks' homes anymore.
Yeah, I didn't say you weren't paid for it. Just a thing you did.
Just go to old folks' homes and be like, I'm gonna rap on your bosom and let you know how long you have to live.
Oh, I think magicians do that nowadays, don't they?
2 months. I'm like that cat that can sense death, except I do it via boobs.
Dude, that's awesome. Boobies. Fuck, I'm high. I'm high. Is this being high? It's like I've never been high.
You need cocaine. We need more subscribers.
Cocaine. All right, so the cat crew jumps into the house through the chimney. Mistletoe knocks a Santa ornament over, which wakes up the farmer's children. The pumpkins are watching the cats from outside and spy the present that magically appeared for Mistletoe in the magic show is now under the tree. Oliver spies it and says to the Scarecrow, "You went inside the farmer's house? Do you not know it is forbidden? Our lives hang on the precipice of the farmer being aware of our existence and cognizance, but allowing us our freedoms as long as we don't upset the delicate balance betwixt man and vegetable." Or something like that. Scarecrow says it got there magically because he put it somewhere else. Mistletoe opens up the box. What's in the box? And sees the Polaroid with him and Santa from the beginning of the movie. Santa leaves a nice letter that magically restores Mistletoe's memory and explains the amnesia. Apparently, he just fucking tumbled out of Santa's sleigh and whacked his fucking cat brains against the roof before comically rolling into the barn where he once again knocked his noggin into the door. So, it's really not that great of an origin story, honestly. All right, wrapping up. The farmer's kids find the cats. The farmer's kids love the cats. The cats are finally happy. And a little bit so am I. The pumpkins and cats celebrate, and Mistletoe sees his collar on the tree hanging like an ornament, courtesy of Leon, the magical raccoon, and we get a reprise of the sad cat song, now with happy lyrics. And we see, in the distance, Leon, the magical raccoon, watching.
What?
He winks at the camera before magically turning into Santa Claus.
What?
And then he turns into the owl and flies away.
Oh, come on.
Santa Claus is a sociopathic, sick and twisted manipulator who has orchestrated the events of this entire movie purely to fuck with this cat, who could have just made friends by making friends.
No, you have to have amnesia first.
The cat! The cat needed to find a home. That was Santa had the cat. All right, let me start over. Santa had the cat to get the cat a home because the cat didn't have a home. The cat did not have amnesia. Although amnesiatic cat and non-amnesiatic cat, I don't know if that's a word, fuck you. Both of them had the same theory that they were going to die alone and be unloved. So that changed nothing. The amnesia added an extra fucking hurdle to his 2-day harrowing near-death journey. And he does almost die on that porch of death. Yeah. All for Santa to teach him a lesson for daring to get on the back of a Santa's sleigh.
Look, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
He also kidnapped 3 kittens from somewhere else and hucked them at this fucking square pumpkin. And it was like, your problem now.
They might have been river kittens. He might have saved them.
I don't know what a river kitten is, but I want 10 of them.
It's when you tie cats in a sack and throw it in the river because you don't want them to live anymore.
Oh, Lord. Why? Oh, no.
People are awful and don't spay and neuter their cats.
Kill those people. All right. We get one final scene with the talent show where we get a final "See You Later, Kid" song that doesn't mean anything, and that's it. The song does have the line that says, "All we need is family and friends." And I hope a sad orphan somewhere sees that and is heartbroken because I don't want anyone's holiday to be anything but miserable because I'm the villain of every story. So, we've got one last quiz question. Isaac, what was, and this is for all the marbles, which in this case is death,
Thank God.
What was the Christmas movie you gave me for last year's version of my Christmas episode? Was it A, Santa Claus versus the Martians?
No.
B, Happy Naked Christmas? C,
No.
The Santa Claus 2? D,
No.
White Christmas? F, Get Santa? E, this isn't a Christmas quiz anymore. It's a genuine cry for help. I'm tired of being alive, and the holiday spirit weighs heavily upon me. Please help.
It'll be over soon. Get Santa, right? Get Santa?
You got it. You
Oh,
got it.
thank God.
Now,
was
I
worried
really
for a second.
thought Happy Naked Christmas, the last iteration of this show, like 6 years ago now, it was the last movie you had me review, and we never actually recorded the episode of it.
Oh.
Technically, I'm up a movie on your ass. I would hope that saying that would, like, awaken some primordial part of your brain to
It sounded
remember.
familiar,
Yeah,
but it's also
exactly.
insane. What the
And you
fuck was
also,
it?
one of
What
the
was it
options
about?
you gave me was White Christmas.
I do remember that. And you've seen that since, and you really liked it, right?
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite movie ever, but as far as the Christmas movies go, and old movies, which I'm not a huge fan of, yeah, it was pretty good, actually.
I'm glad I didn't give that to you. I still, because the oldest movie we have is The Car, 77.
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
want to get like a really old one somehow, but there are not many of them on Netflix. And
Yeah,
usually
and the
they're
problem
good.
is, too, a lot of them, they're so boring. They're hard
Yeah,
to
yeah.
talk about, because The Car was kind of hard to talk about at points, just because it's like,
True.
you know, they thought entertainment was just fucking watching regular home life. So, anyway, that's it. That's it. You got them all right.
Spookley and the Christmas Kittens. So okay, you're
The
gonna.
bullet should be entering your skull in 500 years.
Oh,
I hired a snail.
damn it!
So what do you say about Spookley and the Christmas Kittens? I mean, it is what it is. It's meant for toddlers. It's dumb as hell and completely obvious. The animation is kind of weird, but not that terrible. Especially, like I said, compared to the original Spookley. If this show didn't have Leo the Lion in it, I'd be way more critical of its animation. But
Yeah.
for what it is, it's fine. Like, I would guess if I put on a fucking random episode of Paw Patrol, which I only know is a kid's property that I think has made $7 billion.
Jesus,
It's you can get Paw Patrol everything. Anything
I've
from like
heard of it. Yeah,
lunch boxes to fucking extra large condoms can be Paw Patrol. It's
God.
ridiculous.
It's in the Jesus zeitgeist.
Yeah.
There we go. Got that one back in.
I'm
I can go
actually
to sleep
very,
happy now.
I'm very
just
proud of
kidding.
you.
I would never do. Never go to sleep.
I'm so proud of you.
Go to sleep ashamed and full of rage.
But yeah, like I've never I probably have seen 45 seconds of it in a fucking random place somewhere. It was a doctor's office or something. But I'm going to
stop hunting for children at the local pediatrician.
It's only it's tag and release, okay? So like I imagine I'd have to check. I didn't have time to check before we started recording. But I imagine if I put the two next to each other, it'd probably be pretty similar because you don't need to the animation doesn't need to be great. And it's not bad enough to merit talking about. Like, it's fine. It's occasionally the facial expressions on Mistletoe are kind of weird. Mistletoe is kind of the part of this movie that doesn't work. The pumpkins work fine. I mean, they're pumpkins, and, you know, one of them's square, like God didn't intend. But, I don't know, the cat looks kind of weird.
I know fur is supposed to be very hard to do. Like, if
the
you're
fur
good,
looks-
you can do it now.
The fur looks terrible, but the fur in every fucking kid show looks terrible. That's consistent.
Yeah.
So, Mistletoe is kind of animated like a sack of shit, and the pumpkin arms look weird. Like I said, their little arms and fucking leaf hands never worked for me. I don't know why. Maybe I'm sensitive, but the story does seem to be brutally sad at points. I don't know, though. I haven't seen many movies of this ilk. And also, my heart is too raw and tender. So that could just be me sympathizing with the fucking cats because I'm taking care of forlorn porch kitty. And like I said at the start, this is a 3 out of 10. It's not good or enjoyable, but for a toddler, it's fine. Like, you can put this on for a kid, and I wouldn't say, oh, that's shitty. Like, yeah, it's shitty for an adult, but it's fine for a toddler. And in this case, a toddler was the intended audience, so I guess technically it's fine. I don't know. I never want to watch it again, but I expected it to be way, way worse.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised.
It wasn't good, but it wasn't. It wasn't the knock out of the park we thought it was going to be. Because I thought it was. Just watching a minute or two and just looking at the trailer and the description, it looked like you'd struck gold, but
Yeah.
no, not this time.
It's interesting. It's interesting what movies end up being, like, passable. Like,
the ones you end up hating the most are the ones I least expect you to hate the most. Except for B-Movie, but I mean, that's just in the league of its own.
Angels in the Snow was bad last year. Angels
in the Snow, I picked on the shitter 5 minutes before we started recording the episode.
So rough.
So, yeah, that's it. Merry first Christmas special for the Bowels of Netflix.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Good God. Well, stay tuned for next week, too, because I'm doing a Christmas with a Prince, I think it's called.
Yes, that's correct.
Which... tiny spoiler alert, I kind of have the same vibe as you did with this, where it's like, it looked like it'd be really bad, but there was someone in the writer's room who knew what they were doing, and it's still not good, but it's not Angels in the Snow, where I'm just furious at it.
Which is what I was hoping for, so.
Yeah. It's there's plenty to not like about it, but yeah, it's interesting. And there's a couple things that are interesting from a writer perspective that they got right. So, yeah. But yeah, next week technically it'll be after Christmas at that point, but we'll get there. You still have your fucking tree up.
Yeah, I would hope you have your tree up. I mean, I think the next episode is going to come out on the 27th, so it'll be right after Christmas. But I just want to take a minute here. And I know I do a lot of fucking nonsense and lies. But I truly this comes from my actual heart, which does exist a little tiny bit.
There's a small one in there.
This show means a lot to me, and it seems ridiculous and silly because it's just we watch movies and yell at each other and call each other names that we'll get Me Too'd for in 20 years. But, like, this show, doing this show and, like, knowing that literally any human being listens to it, it means way more to me than, like, I could ever express. And I've been having a really rough time lately, and just like the thought of doing this stupid show that just makes me laugh at our own nonsense, like really, like got to me at a time when I needed it the most. And like I wanted to let you know if you're listening to this, like I'm getting a little choked up, so don't I start fucking crying. You fuck right off with that shit. I truly appreciate you. And even though we call you shit for brains and all kinds of names, I truly do mean it. And like it means a lot if you listen to this and like it. So next year I want to like do more about trying to get more people interested in this and being more with the social media and shit like that, because we're terrible at that and very lazy, and oftentimes have to push episodes back because we're either too depressed or too lazy, or just sometimes just don't do it because fucking who wants to watch the goddamn Christmas pumpkin movie on a Tuesday?
Sometimes it's hard doing the grunt work, but recording is always super fun, and it really is cool to see that a sizable chunk of people are listening.
Right. So we'll never be Mark Maron, or not. Who's the one we hate?
Joe
the
Rogan.
Other one, the asshole. We'll never be Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
That dickhead. I'm coming for you, Joe. I hope your Christmas sucks.
We're knocking you off your pedestal.
If you listen to this and appreciate it, I know I've said this before, but now more than ever, I mean it. I truly thank you so much. It means a lot, and I hope you continue. I'm about to turn 30, so I'm getting real emotional lately. So I hope you continue to listen, and I hope you like our little Christmas bonus. And next year, I'm sure it's going to be the same fucking shit I have to keep goddamn watching.
Oh, there's so many bad Christmas. We're going to do Christmas in July.
I think there's value to that because God, there's just so many.
There's, like you said, there's 10 good Christmas movies. That's it.
And then it includes Die Hard.
There's thousands and thousands of Christmas movies.
And it's like when the first iteration of this show, Netflix was full of garbage, like all the 1313 movies and all the Trauma movies. Like they've really cut their garbage pile down, which kind of makes it hard some weeks.
It does, and there are a lot more original content, and a lot of it's like okay, like not good, like not bad enough for the show.
When we started this, we had the idea for this show 6 years ago. It was all shit, and occasionally it'd be like, oh, cool, fucking Friday Night Lights is on here. Never even seen Friday Night. I don't know, just it'd be
supposed to be good. I think
it was mostly shit, and now like we never would have considered Anaconda. Like we'd looked at Anaconda and be like, that's way too mainstream. Where's goddamn what's the Thanksgiving holiday? What was that turkey one I hated?
Good. Poultrygeist.
Poultrygeist. Yeah, exactly. Like,
Fucking
there was... that's still the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, so, like, it's really interesting now. But, so anyway, I gotta try. Christmas movies are the exception. Because Netflix will shovel every bad Christmas movie ever made onto their service as fast as possible. Because, no offense, suburban house moms will watch them all with their kids.
Oh, God.
So, it truly is a Christmas miracle. It's a bounty of shit for us to paw through.
So, yeah, Christmas in July, definitely. Oh, God, I guess do the things. So, Facebook, Twitter, there'll be a TikTok. Google it as penis. It's coming.
You were really into the TikTok. You were really all gung-ho about it. Now you're over it.
I have no idea how we would make content for it.
I don't either.
TikTok is great. Although the algorithm of, like, what it wants to show me is just, like, bouncing butts now. And it's like,
oh, no,
I wonder how they knew that about me.
Oh, you are a male.
Yeah.
That's out.
My penis engorges with blood occasionally. Less frequently these days. That's the title of a memoir right there. But yeah, Facebook, Twitter, email us, Val's
you
Netflix.
Looking contemplatively off into the distance.
ValsandNetflix@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Make sure to rate, subscribe, set to download, tell your friends, tell your family, hide grandma's medication until she listens to the goddamn show.
I'm glad that's our tagline.
Make sure she's dropping Val's and Netflix bombs all over her Insta. I'm up with the social media. I know how to grieve.
I know how to grieve.
I know, like, it's proof that my wife and I are incredibly old because she calls it Tiki Talk and I call it Tickle Talk. And that is the lamest old...
You two are the actual worst. You gonna go listen to Snoopy Doggy Dog?
Yep. At the hippity hop and the gangster wankster rap. Popping caps in homies' butts.
Well, hang on. I think that last one was accurate. I don't know.
I come out of my wiener. Still proud of that
one. I once... I don't know if my friend Randy listens, but if you do, shout out, buddy. I once said the line, just in passing, like we were talking about something. I said, if I ever come into money, and he immediately, like that, said, why would you come into money? Just come into a sock. He made that joke 10 years ago, and every time I see him, he still makes it and still laughs just as hard. God bless
joke.
you son of a bitch.
This is brilliant. Oh, well, on that note, we are the Val's of Netflix. Thank you so much for listening, and stay tuned for next week's princely adventure in the Christmas hole.
Christmas.
God.
Oh, smell you in your Christmas hole later. Have a merry fucking Christmas. Or not. What do I care? I'm the villain.